It's been nearly 18 years since the Dixie Chicks singer Natalie Maines criticized President George W. Bush. During a concert in London, England, Maines told the crowd, "We are ashamed that the president is from Texas." How did the president respond to this insult? Be sure to stick around for the full video to find out. This comment was made just before the US invasion of Iraq. On the night of the concert, nobody would have guessed what was around the corner for the Chicks. The trio said goodnight and left the stage after their show. But it was only a matter of time until the news broke out to the rest of the world. The next morning, these three Texans woke up to some surprising news. Radio stations across the world were bashing the group for their comments made against the president, but that's not all. Parties were being held to burn and destroy Dixie Chicks albums at the time, and radio stations even began banning their music from playing on the radio. Then comes Toby Keith. With many radio stations hosting boycotts against the trio, Toby Keith even took part in those protests and performed in front of the crowd. Behind Toby Keith during that performance was a picture of Natalie Maines next to Saddam Hussein, president of Iraq at the time. The Chicks later sat down for an interview with Allure magazine. Natalie Maines discussed the comment she made in front of the crowd in London and said, "I wanted the audience to know who we were and what we were about." Her full comment during the London concert included the line, "We're on the good side with y'all," making it clear that they were against this war and this violence. She then added that they were ashamed that the President of the United States came from the same state they did. President Bush responded to this comment by saying the Dixie Chicks are free to speak their mind. They can say what they want to say. The Chicks went quiet for a few years and came back in 2006 with their album, Taking the Long Way, which turned out to be a big hit. However, with many people still angry and many death threats going around against the trio, and Natalie Maines in particular, the group disappeared for even longer. It wasn't until this year that they released their next album. Yep, you heard right. The Chicks hadn't released an album for an entire 14 years until releasing their album Gaslighter in May of this year. Maines was asked in an interview if she would take back her comment today, and even then she was not so sure about it. So it looks like even today the Dixie Chicks aren't ready to make nice yet. The Dixie Chicks have since changed their name and they are back to singing and releasing big hits, but we can't argue that the Chicks haven't had a rough ride leading to where they are today. Be sure to let us know if you have any video topic requests down below. We'll see you next time, country fans.